Hi Star Babies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Gabriela. I make videos about astrology, self-care, mental health, skincare, actor life, theater life, and whatever else I feel like talking about. So if you're down for that, take a gander on my channel and hit that subscribe button, and follow my social media down below if I tickle your fancy. I actually tried to film this a while ago, and someone left a comment on my Instagram today because I posted a throwback photo of me with my pixie cut at like one of my favorite times of the haircut. And someone was like, hey, I got a pixie cut because of your video. I'll link that, my video somewhere about reasons to get a pixie cut or what to know before you get a pixie cut when I had a pixie cut. And a lot of people got their pixie cut because of that video, so that's amazing. But she kindly said, yeah, I got a cut, it wasn't for me. Thank you for not blaming me that you didn't like the pixie cut. But so she wanted tips on growing it out. Sorry, I need to drink my kombucha. I'm about 1 year into my pixie grow out stage, and it's now hitting my shoulders. I only had 2 haircuts in this period. I'm gonna just include photos, so I'm gonna swoop to the side here. I had a buzzed side because I was like a hair model, so they really, really got me short. So I had a pixie cut, I think, for about 2 years. But we'll start when I started growing it out. So this is a photo of me at my sister's wedding, and it had buzzed sides, whatever, whatever. So that's even more extreme than a normal pixie cut, because people already say don't cut over your ears, it's so hard to grow out. And then when you have part of your hair long and part of it buzzed, like what? So originally I just had one side buzzed, and in order to grow it out evenly, I buzzed both sides and the back, and we just kind of faded it, because what are you gonna do when you have one side really short and the other really long? So basically, if you have an asymmetrical cut, I would work first on evening it out. I mean, obviously not where your part is, like you're gonna have longer hair up here and then short over here, but even that out so that you're not like, you have this much growth and then this side has this much. So that's kind of the first thing I did. I made sure everything was even because I knew I was gonna start growing it out. Then I went away for 6 months, 6.5 months, to do a theater contract in Utah, and I think this was the key to a lot of the bulk of the growth. I wasn't using heat on my hair nearly at all. It was in the sun a lot, but mostly I wore hats to protect it. But yeah, I wasn't styling it with heat every day. I wasn't washing it every day. Use dry shampoo. Dry shampoo is definitely your friend. Do not wash your hair every day if you can help it, guys. Let those oils sink into your hair. I am the queen of taking body showers and not washing my hair. No shame about it. My hair loves it. So there's that. I was wearing wigs every night in the show, so I just would pin my hair up and then wear a wig. I didn't have to style it or put any product on it. So try to work with your natural hair texture. This is my natural hair, just blow dried a little bit, but my hair is very, very straight. But if you have curly hair, it's gonna help it even more, because the frustrating thing if you have straight hair is that you can see every, like right now, you can see every little layer of where the haircut is. So like right now, I can't really have a blunt cut because these layers are still growing out. And I don't want to cut off all this length here. So if you have curly hair, or if you can make your hair textured at all, that really helps to cover up the little layers that you can see. And that's another key. You just try not to cut your hair. I cut it 2 times, once when it was getting really mullety in the back and they did an undercut. So basically the under layers of my hair, the ones that were obviously growing out the fastest because they're at the bottom of my head, so it looks like it's growing out faster because it's not all the way up here, they cut those short so that by the time these layers got long, this would be about even. And I still have that. My layers in the back are pretty short, but now they're even with this stuff in the front. So I got a trim when I had a mullet, because honestly, if you don't want a mullet, you don't have to put up with a mullet. People are like, whatever, just don't cut your hair, don't touch it. But I'm sorry, I'm a Leo, my friends, but everybody likes to look good. Nobody likes to have hair that they truly think is atrocious. So if you're already moving on from the pixie cut because you don't like it or you're sick of it, I know you want to get to your goal fast, but you can't, be feeling dumpy for several months when it's still growing out. You deserve to feel good. So get a cut with people who know shortcuts. Do your research about pixie. Obviously, you should be doing that. So that was great, that first cut. And then my second cut was when it was right short bob length, and so I just kind of wanted to blunt everything out, and I did like a little French bob. So let me go through my Instagram really quick and kind of talk about the things that helped me with grow out and what styles I liked as it was growing out, because that's, you know, and I'll show you pictures here, because that's really what helps is the styling. And I'm not good with hair, I'm not a hairstylist, none of that. So, you know, if I can do it, then anyone can do it. So the thing that I loved for a long time was the Oribe Original Pomade. That basically, until I started looking like I had a bob, sorry, you don't mind my knee up here, until I started looking like I actually had a bob rather than a pixie, that was what I used all the time. I used it to calm down the top of my hair when it was frizzy. I used it to slick back the sides, even when it was going behind my ear. I am obsessed with that. I will recommend it to everyone and anyone. I've gotten my friends on it. It's fantastic. It's a little pricey, but for me, the texture was fantastic for like my coarse hair that just doesn't want to be tamed by some kind of soft clay. It needs control. And for me, when I was growing out the pixie, that's when it needed control. Otherwise, it would just go everywhere. So I was making sure that the front was nice and smooth. You can see I accessorized with some hair scarves to look a little less sloppy while it's growing out. It started growing out over my ears. I was kind of loving like the Peter Pan look, so that wasn't an issue for me. The thing that I started changing about the styling was when it got long enough for me to push behind my ears. As you can see in this photo, I start kind of wearing it back off my face because the layers were getting really long in the front. So I think that with that styling, I just used a bit of pomade and pushed it back. I started wearing almost like a pompadour, slicking my hair back. I loved that. If you're into that, you can also use headbands to push your hair back off your face, scarves, you can get into baseball caps. Clearly I was really into baseball caps and hats at the time. And then I started being able to push it behind my ears. So I really liked that period of time because, I don't know, it just felt a little bit more mature and sweet and feminine. I would also take bobby pins and actually pin the side of my hair back if I had enough hair. This, I think, is when it was most awkward because it wasn't a pixie, but it wasn't a bob. But I still managed to make it look cute. In this photo, I pinned it back with 2 gold pins, and then I wore the front around my face, and I believe I actually pinned, I just wore some front details, and I pinned, like if I had a pixie right now, I would pin this back, this would be my little bang, and then I would pin this back too. And then this was obviously short. So I was pinning both sides of my hair back eventually. You just have to find what works for you. In these photos, you can see I'm slicking it behind my ears, and this is right after that cut that took off my mullet. So I actually loved this style. I felt super sleek and super sexy because I would wear it behind my ear like this and on this side like this as well. And it looks weird with long hair, but I thought it looked fierce. Loved it. I also learned to enjoy earrings because that kind of distracts from the cut. And I started enjoying hair accessories. I was wearing a lot of tortoiseshell headbands from J. Crew, giving you a J. Crew like 2006 vibe. Then once it got long enough to start looking like a very short bob, or rather these pieces got too long to actually sweep like a front bang, that's when I started incorporating a little bit of heat. And I would just do it on the top layers that were long enough. The short layers were not even long enough to run through a straightener. I never bought a mini straightener, I just have a normal one. And so I would start like this with a straightener, waving the pieces away from my face. So you can see in this photo, my curls are going away from my face, it's opening everything up. This side, the other side, I waved a little bit and then tucked behind the ear and left it a little messy. I loved this style. And then this was the tough phase, you guys. I'm telling you, I really did not feel pretty with this length because it wasn't a bob, it was really uneven. As you can see, it looked okay when I would make it wavy, but it was still just, it felt heavy. It felt like everything was one length and it felt like I looked like I had a brick on my head. So then I got it cut and started wearing it super sleek for a little bit, very French, trying to do that sort of thing. And that was the second cut I got in these 14 months of growing it out. And again, that was just, I went in and I was like, hey, I want to do kind of a French bob. I want to make it seem like all my layers are pretty much grown out to the same length. And I just wanted to make it look like I asked for a bob rather than something in between. Pretty easy, you guys. I've just been using my straightener to texturize my hair, and now, it feels like that. It's gotten to this length. And this is still not ideal, especially not straight, but I don't think it looks terrible. It doesn't look like a defined style, but it doesn't look terrible. And now I feel like I've you know, I've pretty much grown out of Pixie. It's gonna be tough when this starts flipping up on my shoulders, like Tracy Turnblad vibes. But otherwise, I really feel like I got through the toughest of days with this. So I hope it helped to walk you through my sort of process. Some quick tips would be, honestly guys, I did not take vitamins at all. Half the time I wasn't eating healthy. I was eating so much junk food in Utah. So I'm just being honest with you. I wasn't doing hair masks all the time. I wasn't doing a ton of crazy treatments. I will say I always use hair oil. Always, always, always. This is the one I have. I got it in like a sample box several months ago. It's the L'Oreal Extraordinary Oil Lustrous Oil Serum. It smells really good, but I know that L'Oreal is not cruelty-free at the moment, so some of you guys might not be interested in this. And there are other options that are cruelty-free that I think are probably great. And I know that, you know, a lot of these drugstore products, they kind of have those silicones that coat the hair, but sometimes for my hair texture, you need it. So just follow what you know about your own hair texture and what makes your hair most manageable. So always use an oil. And also, I love a good hair mask. Again, like I said, I don't do them all the time, but now I'm finding I need them. And if you do style your hair with heat, like if you do that for work, or if you just do that to feel good about yourself, that's the style you like, definitely use hair masks and be really kind to your hair. Use the heat protection before. I know you guys know that. But I was just in a show where we didn't use wigs and I had to curl my hair every night and my hair was just screaming. So I was using the Moroccan oil treatment mask for a while, and now I've moved on to the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask, and this has no silicones, sulfates, or parabens. I really like this. Got it from Sephora, and it's 98% naturally derived, cruelty-free. I believe it's vegan as well. I switched shampoos all the time. I can't say there was one that I was using that helped me grow. Bottom line, realize it's just hair. It will grow. Try to eat as healthy as you can. Try to drink your water. Probably take a multivitamin. That would probably help my hair grow faster. I should probably get on that. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's hair and you can make it work. So yeah, I hope you guys found this helpful. And yeah, I'm not gonna say don't get your hair cut, don't touch your hair at all. Again, you guys need to feel good. So if you feel like I need a cut to just give me an actual look, to make me look like I have a style and not just this weird mop on my head, go ahead and do that. Do whatever makes you happy. That's all I want for you guys. And so if you're growing out your Pixie, I'm sending you my strength, and I know that you got this. Look at my long, lustrous hair. You can be here too, if only you believe. You know what's funny about the Pixie grow out is now every time I go dancing, when I had short hair, I always was like so pissed at girls with long hair that would like whip their hair in my face, because I was like, okay, we get it, like you have long hair, it's fine. But now I like whenever I'm dancing, or I'm dancing in the mirror, I'm rubbing my hair all over my face. So yes, you guys, I hope this video was not totally useless to you. But again, yes, subscribe to my channel, check out my social media below. I have tons of Pixie inspiration photos on my Instagram if you're interested. If you want, I think I had some of the best Pixie cuts that I've ever seen. So if you want inspiration, there's a ton on my Instagram, and I don't mind you bringing those photos into your stylist whatsoever. The person who did most of my Pixie cuts, especially when it was pink, was Damon Footer at Rua Salon in Studio City. And then I can't remember her last name, but Ashley at Beauty Box Salon over here in East LA did my buzzed sort of Pixie look, if you're interested in that. Then Robbie at Gamine Beauty in Silver Lake, I want to say, or is it Echo Park? I don't know. Silver Lake, I think. He did the little French bob. And then, who else? Oh, I went to, there was a salon in St. George, Utah that cut off my mullet for me. Lunatic Fringe. I think her name was Brittany. I can't quite remember, but I mean, it's a beautiful, wonderful salon. And I would totally keep going there if I lived in St. George. Actually, if I'm going there this summer, I'm definitely gonna get my hair cut. So yeah, if you guys are in the California or Utah area, I was glad to give these creative peeps a shout out that made this grow out period much more enjoyable for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in my next one. Mwah! Bye guys.